So listen, okay? This is not going to be a tarot reading. All right, but I did tell you guys that I would show you guys my challenges. So, me sharing could possibly help someone else. All right, so I want to listen and pay attention. So, I've been in this stage of cutting off who no longer serves me. And this one has been, my spiritual team says game changer, but for me it's been something. And I've cut people off that I've known for years, on top of people who I met within like the past 10 years, 6 years, however. This is not the point. The point is what I'm trying to get to you guys, that I'm seeing within inside myself. When you see something the first time that doesn't set right with your spirit, listen to it. Okay? Because there is a lot of things that I dealt with, that I've seen all the way from childhood to who I am now. And I am beginning to realize that the people that I have encountered up till this point have been emotionally unavailable. Okay? And I've been in isolations many times. Okay, let me not say isolation. I've been in healing many times to where my spiritual team has sat me down, but I never really paid attention. Okay? And I've had so much awareness when it comes to this journey. I've been cutting a lot of people off since last year. Okay, I've been cutting a lot of people off since last year, and I know there's more to come, you know. And I'm not going to make this video and act like I didn't have parts in these relationships that I cut off, because trust me, in addiction, I was heavily doing fucked up shit, okay? So I'm not making this video to make myself a victim, because we're not doing that. I am a victor. You hear me? I'm a generational curse breaker, so we're not going to display that out like that. But nevertheless, in these relationships, I've noticed that my traits is I had this wound of not loving myself the way I deserve to be loved. Right? And in turn, people would come into my reality who are emotionally unavailable. Right? And again, everybody teaches you what they need to teach you on their journey, whether they realize what they're doing or they don't. Okay? But I had this wound, a trauma, to where I wasn't loving myself because I never shown how to properly love myself. Right? So I would attract emotionally unavailable people. And my spirit would see things that I wasn't paying attention to, but then I started peeping it, and I would not speak up the first time. And I would take up space and keep quiet, and then I would allow it to build up and build up and build up, and then I would snap, right? Then I became the villain. Okay, and also another one of my traits, because I love holding myself accountable, I would leave, come back, leave, come back, leave, come back, leave, come back, leave, come back. And that's been with relationships too. Like, we're not even going to, like, Ariana, speaking to myself, we're not even going to overlook that. You know, I really sat with myself and really like focused and honed in on what's going on. And again, like, my spiritual team has sat me down and made me realize that I have not loved myself properly due to not being shown how to love myself growing up, which in turn attracted emotionally unavailable people to me. And again, these people that are in your reality will show you through their spirit what is it that you need to look at, right? And of course, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? They're not aware of what they're doing, or they're aware of what they're doing. Never the fucking less. Speak up about what you see the first time. Okay, when it comes to loving yourself, when it comes to knowing your self-respect, knowing what you deserve, knowing what is lacking in a friendship, lacking in a relationship, lacking in a family membership, speak out on it. You know, I have found myself doing this between last year and this year. Okay, and I have noticed all the relationships, friendships, family memberships that I have let slide on them being emotionally unavailable to me. And I held myself accountable, right? The ones that I have let slide, and I feel like I've said something to them, but not to the point to where I was being serious or they didn't take me serious. But it's like I explode, and then again, I'm the problem, right? And that's another thing that pisses me off. You know, I've dealt with that since a kid. Like, when I exploded as a kid, people always took that as, well, if you didn't do anything, why are you mad? Right? And now I'm also seeing that in relationships and friendships and, again, family memberships, to where they're like, oh, well, you explode, you're the problem, you shouldn't have done that, you shouldn't have said that. And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute, right? And my spiritual team is like communicating with me, letting me know, like, there are people who do not understand themselves. Okay? Which is why I am being removed. Whether that's me doing the removing or them doing the removing. Because we are not doing the same thing on our journey. Okay? And it's not saying that I'm better than, they're less than, they're better than, I'm less than. That's not the message I'm pushing. What I am pushing is, when you spot something, say something the first time. Because when you explode, when you lash out, you miss the part to where you were supposed to hold them accountable. When you miss the fact of holding them accountable, when accountability needs to be held, and then all of a sudden you lash out and then you speak your truth, they won't see what the fuck they done. And in time, let me say this, and in time, you will realize it's not meant for you to pass the message. Their spiritual team will sit them down. Oh yeah, their spiritual team will sit them down and make them face exactly what you're facing with inside yourself. Okay, so let's not act like that's going to be missed, because it's not. It just means you're not meant to teach them. But what I'm here to tell you is, when you spot something, speak on it. Okay? And I'm not going to act like the explosive moments don't need to happen, because they do. Because when you explode, you realize, okay, something's not going on here. Something is not settling right with my spirit. And I need to see what the fuck is going on. It took me a few isolations, a few hermit modes, to really hone in and realize what the fuck is going on. And now I've cut a lot of people off. I cut them off. I've removed myself from situations. There has been one person that I'm fully aware of that has removed me from their reality, and that's okay. You know, I am very comfortable with realizing who is meant for me and who is not. But I know in every situation, for me, emotionally unavailable people, because in turn I was emotionally unavailable to myself. Okay, I am the person. I will fight for you, blood, sweat, and tears, fight for you, right? And in turn, the inner child within me expects you to fight for me on an emotional level, because emotionally, that was the problem that I was dealing with, and I was completely unaware of it. But when you show me that you were not fighting for me on an emotional level, then I start doing what I do. Leave and come back. I'll leave you alone and then come back, right? Because I know my spirit is telling me you got to go. And my problem was I wasn't listening. I wasn't honing in. And I left and came back. Sometimes you have to keep coming back to get to the beginning to realize what the fuck is going on. Okay? I've sat in rooms and created friendships with people who were sitting in rooms with people who were talking shit about me and did not defend me. And I felt it in my spirit after I'm sitting and realizing the actions and why I've cut these people off. Like, I'm feeling the energy of it, right? And also, there are people that I've cut off and is not fully aware why I'm cutting them off. Which is, again, why I say, when you see what you see, hold it accountable the first time. And again, I'm not going to act like I am Mrs. Innocent. There are parts that I've played when it came to toxic traits, when my spiritual told me to leave people alone and I didn't. So we're not going to play that game, okay? So I don't know who it is that you are, okay? But if you're seeing this, I want you to truly know that if nobody's told you today, I love you. And if you're going through the same thing I'm going through, it's okay. Heal, grow, elevate, and evolve. Keep going.